What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Nene Leakes went on Bethenny Frankel's podcast, and they were discussing their time at Bravo working as housewives. As you guys know, Nene was one of the original housewives for Atlanta, and then Bethenny Frankel was in New York. So, a couple things. Nene would be so much better off starting her own podcast, building up her own platform rather than giving all this money, these advertising dollars to Bethenny Frankel, to Carlos King. When she went on his platform, and I did a recap about their interview as well, she was telling him, how to make his podcast or his YouTube channel better, right? When he interviews guests, have them in person. Don't do it in your shoe closet. Have it one-on-one and so on and so forth. Nene has a lot of great ideas when it comes to the entertainment business, when it comes to just building up a watchable platform, but she does so for other people, and that's problematic. I feel like it's rooted in trauma. I don't want to put on my psychological hat, but I feel like, her going on again this platform with Bethenny, and they're basically complaining and griping about their time at Bravo. And Nene was saying that, Bethenny, the New York girls, got treated a lot differently. They could, do things differently. Teresa Giudice pushed Andy down, flipped tables, and was extremely violent on Jersey. And they're viewed a lot differently. They're not called, hood or ghetto or even violent as they maybe should. And Nene, received a lot of backlash after she didn't want, I think, the cameraman to go into her closet. And production pushed, her other castmates to go in her closet specifically because she set that boundary, right? It was during a time where her likability factor was declining for the network. I think this was like pre-lawsuit, and I know they're still going, through mediation with that. But I would love to see Nene build her own platform rather than provide clout, views, clicks, monetary dollars and attention for other people. Like, Nene, you have your YouTube channel. I wish that she would post more. She's waiting for, I guess, someone to give her a podcast or, sponsor her podcast. And those things will come, but you have to put in the work. Like, you have to build your own platform first. And Bethenny asked her, did you want to be a serious actress after leaving Housewives? And Nene said, I thought so. I feel like her saying that she was blacklisted or blackballed in Hollywood, that's valid, right? Because I feel like she got the opportunities. She was on Glee and Broadway, etc. Those connections that she had were an extension of her time at Bravo. So she was close to Andy Cohen for some time when she, first began. She had a direct line to, the Bravo executives back when they were a smaller company in the early years of Housewives. And, it is unfortunate that she has experienced so much, hurt and pain and loss within these past few years after leaving Housewives, right? So, her husband, Greg, rest in peace, he passed away. And then she had, her youngest son, Brent, was very sick in the hospital, and he almost, lost his life, due to his multiple health conditions. And then we have her oldest son, Bryson, who I think is currently still locked up. So Nene has had a very difficult past few years. With that being said, I really wish and hope that she can have someone on her team or someone, a friend, say, instead of building up the platforms for Bethenny Frankel or, Carlos King or all these other people, invest that talent, invest those ideas into your own business and brand and build that up. Advertisers, will come once they've seen you put in the work, right? Like you need to build up your brand. People aren't going to just hand you things. And even if that was true in the past, right? Like, being on reality TV, basically you're living your life and cameras are following you and you're getting paid. Like you're not really putting forth any type of effort. But and she got, roles on Glee and The New Normal and basically playing herself, right? So again, very little effort was made. However, with a podcast or a YouTube channel, and again, she could just make commentary, right? Like she could just comment on, the Real Housewives or whatever she wanted to. There's already a built-in fan base there. Instead of giving that to other people and complaining about it, that's where I hope that she can build her own platform. Because again, the big advertisers, they will come eventually, but they need to see that you've put in the work and built up the audience in order to do so. And a good portion of her fan base is there, and we saw that with the Carlos King video. He's garnered, I think, 1.5 million, maybe it's more views from their interview. And instead of giving him all these pointers and recommendations, she could take that and build her own platform. With Bethenny, I still have not forgotten what Omarosa said to Bethenny in regards to the disparity between the treatment of Black and white women in this country. It's very true. Nene said it throughout her entire video. But at some point, you have to recognize it for what it is and then rise above it. Like, and I'm glad that, Bethenny at least gave credence to what Nene was saying, because she didn't do that with her show on with Omarosa. Omarosa basically just said, Black women and white women are treated differently. Bethenny, you're going to be treated, much better. And they know that. Like, that's the thing. Like, white privilege is real. And everyone knows that, regardless of demographic, right? Everyone understands that. And part of the privilege is being able to deny it or, I don't know, I guess, act like, it's not a big deal, but it is. Their baseline is humanity. They have a full spectrum of human, emotions, mistakes are forgiven. The benefit of the doubt is given up front. Black and brown people do not have that same privilege. And that's what Nene was saying. So everything that she said is true. Unfortunately, when you sue a network and it becomes public, then people do not want to work with you. So my advice to Nene would be to build your own brand and forget, what, if there's big wigs or big names or whatever that don't want to work with you, that's fine, because you can go directly to the market. The great thing about YouTube, the great thing about the internet is that we have a direct access to a global marketplace that wasn't, available 30, 50 years ago. So that's my thoughts. You guys, let me know your thoughts on the interview. Did you watch it? What do you guys think? I don't know. I'm really glad that Nene is speaking out. But again, if anybody hears my voice and can get to her, I hope that she hears this video. Tell her to please build up her own platform. And instead of making Carlos King, Bethenny Frankel, all these other people, richer than they already are, use that clout, use that voice, use that talent for yourself. Like, make yourself your own money, build up your own brand. With that being said, please be sure to like the video. It lets the algorithm know that we're here. Share it and also turn on the notifications. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will talk with you later. Take care, aces. Bye.